Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about weather and climate, one of the part of physical science syllabus for TS ETCET examination. So let us see first of all what is the prescribed syllabus for this particular topic by Telangana government. So here you can see that the first part of the syllabus is dealing with weather, whereas the next part of the syllabus is generally dealing with climate. So we'll discuss all these parts individually. So let us first proceed with the first topic. The first topic of this syllabus is weather. Weather. So what is weather? Actually, weather is a phenomena which changes over a short duration of time. Over a short duration of time. So this is the important point to remember here. What is weather? Weather is a phenomena which changes over a short duration of time, and these changes in the weather will affect what, madam? These changes in the weather will affect our human life. These changes in the weather will affect human life. So what are the changes which will be taking place in the weather? We know that whenever there is a change in weather, suddenly we say that there will be a rainfall. Rain will occur. Suddenly, the temperature of that particular place increases. This is also one of the phenomena. Next, what will happen? If humidity in one particular region may be increased within a short duration of time, that is also a phenomena which is taking place due to changes in particular region. Humidity. In this manner, we can write different phenomena. So, what are the elements of weather? This is the important point. Elements of weather. Here we are having few elements of weather. First one, I'm writing few examples. First one is rainfall. Suddenly you will be seeing that at one particular place, there was no chance of rainfall. Suddenly within a duration of short point, what will happen? Rainfall will take place. That is also change in atmosphere due to short duration of time. Second one we can write storm. Suddenly storm may take place. This is also short within a short duration of time. Suddenly the temperature at a region may also increase. Temperature of a particular place may also increase. Next, what is the next element of weather? We can write the next element of weather as humidity. We'll study about these things. And next one, suddenly at one cold places, some snowfall can also take place within a short duration of time. Snowfall, etc. So these are the different elements of weather, which we will be discussing few important elements of weather. So let us start with the first thing, temperature measurement. First element, that is temperature measurement. Temperature measurement. We know that the device which is used for measuring temperature is what? The device which is used for measuring temperature is called as thermometer. Important points. Now, there is one particular place. At that particular place, I want to know what is the maximum temperature, and at that particular place, what is the minimum temperature. So we'll be using a special type of thermometer here. The thermometer is called as 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. Maximum, minimum thermometer. So in order to measure a maximum and minimum temperature at one particular place, we'll be using a special type of thermometer. That thermometer is called as 6 maximum and minimum thermometer. See here, generally this maximum and minimum thermometer consists of a cylindrical bulb. Its shape will be something like this. I will try to draw the shape. Its shape will be something like this. It will consist of a cylindrical bulb. This cylindrical bulb will be attached to a U-tube, a tube which is in the shape of U. Here there will be marking of maximum and minimum temperature. Here the temperature marking is maximum, and here we'll be having some minimum marking temperature. Here minimum, and finally it is attached to some another one substance. Something like this. Here we are having different markings. Here, suppose here 10 degrees Celsius is there, here minus 10 degrees Celsius is there. And this thermometer bulb is filled with a special type of liquid, or not special type of liquid. Generally, we know that we'll be using mercury in thermometers. But here, this 6 maximum and minimum thermometer is filled with alcohol. Remember, this is a direct question. Alcohol. So there is a liquid or fluid present in a spherical bulb, and that fluid present in a spherical bulb is what? This is alcohol. So we have discussed about one of the element of weather. Now let us discuss the next element of weather. Suppose now we will be discussing about next element. So second element. So the next element of weather we will be discussing is second one, rainfall. Rainfall. See here. What is the instrument which is used for measuring the rainfall? The instrument which is used for measuring the rainfall is called as rain gauge or gauge. G-A-U-G, rain gauge. The another name for this rain gauge, sometimes this is also called as anthrometer. Anthrometer. We are having another name also. What is the other name? Pulvinometer. Sometimes rainfall is measured with an instrument that is also called as eudometer. Eudometer. So these are the different instruments or different names for measuring the rainfall. One is rain gauge, another is anthrometer, next one is pulvinometer, next one is odometer. See here, what this instrument will do, this instrument will determine, the depth of precipitation. Depth of precipitation. Precipitation that occurs over a unit area. Over a unit area. So here, the thing you are supposed to remember is that the name of the instrument which is used for measuring the rainfall. And the next important point which is used, you should remember is that generally we might have heard that in television, in the news, at one particular place the rainfall is this much centimeter. At one particular place the rainfall is this much millimeter. So it is generally measured in. Rainfall is generally measured in centimeter or millimeter, mm or cm. So let us discuss now next element of weather, third element of weather, humidity. What is humidity? We know that humidity is nothing but amount of water vapor present in air. Water vapor present in air. So humidity is nothing but it is the amount of water vapor present in air. And what is the instrument which is used for measuring humidity at one particular place? The name of that instrument is hygrometer. Hygrometer. So hygrometer is an instrument which is used for measuring the humidity at one particular place. So generally we might have felt that during summer, whenever you go near to the seas or near to the rivers, what you will feel? You will feel that at that particular place, humidity will be very high. Humidity will be very high. So remember this point. So the third element which we have discussed regarding weather is humidity. What is humidity? It is nothing but amount of water vapor present in the air. And what is the instrument used for measuring humidity? Hygrometer is an instrument which is used for measuring humidity. And during summer, whenever we go near the sea regions or river regions, generally we will be feeling very humid. So humidity at that near sea during summer region will be very high. And the fourth element which we are going to discuss in the weather components or elements of weather is wind. So what is the instrument which is used for measuring wind? So there is an instrument which is used for measuring wind speed and direction. In order to measure the wind speed and direction, we will be using an instrument. That instrument is called as anemometer. Anemometer. These things will be asked in the questions. What is the instrument which is used for measuring the wind? What is the instrument which is used for measuring the humidity at one particular place? What is the instrument used for measuring the maximum and minimum temperature at one particular place? So all these things we have discussed. Now, this is the components of the elements regarding weather. Now let us move on to our next topic, that is regarding climate. The next topic which we are going to discuss is climate. So what is climate? Generally, what was weather? I said that weather is a phenomena which changes over a short duration of time. Whereas climate is a phenomena, climate describes the weather condition over a long duration of time or over a long period of time. How much long period of time means? In our textbooks, our physical science or general science textbook, the time mentioned is around 25 years. So how much long duration means? 25. Whenever we are observing the weather condition of one particular place for how much duration of time? For around 25 years, then we can describe the climate of that particular region. So in our India, who will be taking care of this particular climate? Who will be telling about the different climatic region means? IMD. IMD represents what? Indian Meteorological Department. In our country, IMD. What is the full form of IMD? Indian Meteorological Department. So this department studies the climatic condition of our country. Remember this thing. Generally nowadays, climatic conditions are very rare. Summers are not occurring at their particular place. Winters are not taking place at that particular duration of time. So these are the definition for climate. What is climate? It is described as the weather condition over a long duration of time or long period of time. How much long duration of time? It is mentioned in the textbook is 25 years. And in our country, who is taking care of this climate of a particular region? IMD. IMD represents what? Indian Meteorological Department. This IMD takes care of the climate of our country. Now, next topic which we are going to discuss is regarding air. So this is general concept given in the syllabus. So we know that air occupies space. Remember this. All are important points from this. We know that air occupies space. And we see that air is always in motion. It will not be at rest. Air will always move from one particular region to another particular region. And it will always move from high pressure region to low pressure region. Suppose I am taking at particular Earth surface. At this particular Earth surface, assume that the temperature here is around 37 degrees Celsius. And here there are air molecules are there. Now, if the surface temperature of that particular region became around 60 degrees Celsius, whenever temperature at that particular place is increasing, what will happen? Air molecules will move away from each other. As the air molecules are moving away from each other, the density of the air at that particular region will reduce. Whenever temperature is increasing, the air molecules will move away from each other. So remember one point here, most important point, very important point. Hot air, I will write here. Hot air, important one, is lighter than cold air. Remember this point. Hot air is very much lighter than cold air. So as the air expands, the density at that particular, what will happen? Density at that particular region will decrease. So this is also another important point which you are supposed to remember. Next point. Let me turn the page. Next point regarding air is air expands on heating. Air expands on heating. The next point regarding the air. Whenever, suppose there are two places, whenever there is a pressure difference, this pressure difference will give rise to wind on the earth. Wind on the earth. So how the wind is produced in our earth means, remember, pressure difference will produce the wind on our earth surface. Generally, we know that air exerts some amount of pressure. How we can give an example? Suppose there is a land, and suppose you are riding a bicycle. You are sitting on a bicycle and you are riding the bicycle. And suppose the air is flowing in this direction. And now you are riding in upward direction. What you will feel, madam? You will feel that this air is applying some pressure on you. So always there is a pressure associated with air. So that pressure is called as air pressure. Next important point regarding this is high speed winds. High speed winds are always accompanied with or associated by reduced pressures. Remember this. Actually, we can explain this thing, but that's not necessary. Wherever speed of wind or speed of air is very high, at that particular place, what will happen? Pressure will be very less. They are inversely proportional to each other. Wherever pressure is high, the wind speed will be less. Wherever pressure is less, the wind speed will be high. So due to the sun, what will happen? One particular land surface may be heat up very fastly, and another particular land surface may be heat very slowly. So this difference in the heating of land will produce what? This difference in the heating of land will produce sea breeze, and sometimes it is also called as land breeze also. So the next point which you are supposed to remember is the different heating of land and water by the sun leads to land and sea breeze. Land and sea breeze. So we'll discuss cyclones. So what are cyclones? Cyclones are violent storms on the earth. They are violent storms on earth. So these violent storms will have a wind speed of, they will be having a wind speed of around, the numerical value mentioned in our textbooks are 120 to 200 kilometer per hour. So these violent storms which travels with a speed of 120 to 200 kilometer per hour is called as cyclone. Generally, whenever wind speed is high, what will happen? At that particular place, pressure will be very less. Low pressure regions. In low pressure regions and high wind speed region, what will take place? Cyclones will take place. And the cyclones are known by different names in different places, like it is called as typhoon in Philippines and Japan. Different different country will call this cyclones with different names. And the information regarding the cyclone, by the present day technology, like by using satellites and radars, we can know the information regarding cyclones. And who will be taking care of this information regarding cyclone means, again, our Indian Meteorological Department will take care of cyclones, and they will issue a warning in advance only. In how much time duration in advance? They will issue a warning in advance 24 hours. So 24 hours before only they will issue a warning regarding the occurrence of cyclone at one particular place. So what are the factors that this is also an important point. Factors that contribute to development of to the development of cyclone. So what is the first factor? Different factors are there. I am discussing few factors. The first factor, which is wind speed. Wind speed is a factor which contributes for the development of cyclone. What can be the next factor? Temperature. Temperature. What can be the next factor which is contributing for the development of cyclone? Humidity. So these are the three things which are mentioned in our school syllabus. The factors which are contributing for the development of cyclones are wind speed, temperature, and humidity. And the destruction of cyclone mainly depends upon, this is also an important point, the destruction of cyclone mainly depends on rainfall, intensity, size, and location where it is occurring, So these are the few points regarding how cyclones are produced. Cyclones are nothing but they are violent storms on the earth where the wind speed will be how much? Around 120 to 200 kilometers per hour. Wherever the wind speed is high, we know that at that particular place, pressure will be very less. And who is taking care of the cyclones? IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, take care of the cyclones and issue the warning about 24 hours in advance. So what are the factors which contribute for the development of cyclone? There are the three factors which contribute for the development of cyclone. The one is called as wind speed, next one is called as temperature, and third one is called as humidity. And the destruction produced by cyclone mainly depends upon these things: rainfall, intensity, size, and location where it is occurring. So now let us discuss the last point of this chapter. During cyclones, what are the measures we should take and what are the measures we should take after cyclone has occurred? First, we will be discussing during cyclone. So during cyclone, what is the first thing you are supposed to do? You are supposed to switch off all electrical mains, all electrical supply in house. Whatever electrical equipments are there, all you are supposed to close. And even it's better if you cut off the supply of electricity of our home during cyclone. Next, always stay alert. Stay alert to the radio warnings. Next thing which you are supposed to do during cyclone is shift essential household goods and animals to a safer place. So next thing which you are supposed to do during cyclone is keep phone numbers of all emergency services. Keep phone numbers of all emergency services. Next thing which you are supposed to do during cyclone: pack essentials for yourself and for your family. Whatever eating food items are there, you can pack essentials for yourself and for your family. So these are the few things, or these are the few measures which you are supposed to take during the cyclone. Now suppose cyclone has taken place. Now what are the things which you are supposed to do after the cyclone, that are called as post-cyclone measures? Post-cyclone measures. The first thing after cyclone has taken place, you are supposed to do is avoid touching loose wires, loose electrical wires, you can say. Next thing which you are supposed to do, do not drink contaminated water. Do not drink contaminated water. Next, third thing which you are supposed to do post cyclone is do not go out for the sake of fun. Do not go out for the sake of fun. Finally, cooperate and help neighbors. Cooperate and help neighbors. So these are the post-cyclone measures. By this, we end the theoretical or concept part of this chapter. Now let us see a few MCQs from this chapter. So these are the MCQs for this particular topic. Let us discuss these MCQs. What is the first question? Which among the following is generally not predicted in weather report? Here option given are pressure, temperature, humidity, and rainfall. We know that temperature is told during this weather report, and humidity also is given, and we can during temperature weather report we can also know about rainfall. So what is the thing which is not predicted in daily weather report? It is pressure. Next, rainfall is measured using water level in the pond, water level in ocean, rain gauge, none of this above. We know that rainfall is measured by using an instrument that is called as rain gauge. Next, tropical rain have dash hot and humid climate, competition for food and shelter, different varieties of animals, all of this. So tropical rain have all of these conditions. Remember this condition. He may be giving one condition. I have given all the conditions, so you should remember all these conditions. Next, coldest region on the earth is called as. We know that coldest region on the earth is polar region. Weather changes daily, weekly, yearly, or monthly. Weather changes daily, whereas climate changes of we should observe climate change for a long duration of time. Next, climate of India is measured by which of the following department? We know that Indian Meteorological Department measures the climate here. So IMD is the correct answer. Next one, instrument used for measuring speed and direction of wind. Just now we have discussed speed and direction of a wind can be measured using an instrument what? Anemometer. So anemometer is an instrument which is used for measuring speed and direction of wind. Next, rain gauge is also called as pulvinometer, odometer, anthrometer, all of this. All of these are nothing but the other names for rain gauge. Next, the temperature used for measuring maximum and minimum temperature at a place. We know that 6 maximum and minimum thermometer is used for measuring temperature, maximum and minimum temperature at a place. Next, measurement of rainfall is done in centimeter, millimeter, both A and B, none of this. We know that measurement of rainfall is measured both in centimeter and millimeter. So which one is the right answer? Option C is the right. Next one, air around is always motion rest. We know that air around is always in motion. It is not at rest. Now, downward and upward movement of air is caused due to what? Air pressure, rain pressure, gauge pressure, or volume pressure. Air pressure creates what, madam? Air pressure creates the downward and upward movement of air. Next, what is the next question? High speed winds are accompanied by a reduced pressure. Wherever the pressure is more, the speed of wind will be less. Wherever speed of the wind is more, pressure will be less. They are inverse to each other. On heating, we know that air expands. We know that warm air, next question is warm air is dash than cold air. We know that warm air is lighter than cold air. So what is the next question? Air moves from a region of dash pressure to dash. We know that air moves from a high pressure region to low pressure region. So which one is the right answer? Option D is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following places is unlikely to be affected by cyclone? So here, what are the places which are not affected by the cyclone? Here are the 4 options are given: Chennai, Mangalore, Amritsar, and Puri. So the right option is Amritsar. Amritsar is unlikely to be affected by cyclone. Which of the following statement given below is correct? Next, in winter, the wind flows from land to sea. In summer, wind flows from the land towards the ocean. A cyclone is formed by very high pressure system with very high speed. The coastal line of India is not vulnerable to oceans. Actually, the coastal line of India is vulnerable, very dangerous, and oceans cyclone will takes place there. So this can't be the correct answer. Next, cyclone is formed by a very high pressure system. No, cyclone is formed at low pressure system and very high speed. So this is also a wrong option. Next, in summer, the wind flows from land towards the ocean. No, this is also not a correct option. Next, in winter, wind flows from land to sea. So this is the right answer. Option A is the right 18th option. Next, which which of the following places is likely to be affected by cyclone? Here options are given as Puri, Mumbai, Goa, and Porbandar. I hope you know the answer for this. Which of the following places is likely to be affected by a cyclone? It is Puri. Recently, Puri is in the news because on regarding drinking water or issues related to water. Next, the winds from ocean carry water and brings rain. These winds are called as what? These winds are called as monsoon winds. A cyclone warning can be issued 24 hours in advance. In which year Orissa was hit by cyclone? Any guesses? So here in the year 1999, Orissa was hit by a cyclone. Destruction of cyclone mainly depends on intensity, size, location. So what is the correct answer? All of this. And next question is also an important question. What is that question? In India, cyclones usually occurs in the month of. In India, cyclones usually occur in the month of May, June, and October and December. Remember this. During post-cyclone, we should avoid touching the wire. Yes. Stop, store drinking water for emergencies. Yes. Cooperate, and help the neighbors. So all the options are right. Next question. During summer, which clothes are good? So during summer season, which clothes we should wear? Wool, cotton, silk, or all of this? So we know that during summer we should wear cotton clothes. Next, instrument used for measuring humidity. Just we have discussed hygrometer is an instrument which is used for measuring humidity. Next, 6 maximum minimum thermometer consists of dash in its spherical bulb: mercury, amber, alcohol, water. We know that the 6 maximum and minimum thermometer consist alcohol. The wind from the ocean carry water, fishes, trees, none of them. This is nonsense question. The wind from ocean carry definitely water. High speed wind can cause cyclone in a region of which pressure? High pressure, low pressure, or no pressure? Whenever I said that, whenever the wind speed is very high, the pressure will be low. So which one is the right answer? Option D is the right answer. Next, air around us always exert what? Air around us always exert pressure. Remember this. Which of the following factors contribute to the development of cyclone? I said that wind speed, temperature, and wind direction. All of this will contribute for the development of cyclone. So by this, we end this particular chapter of physical science TS etc. syllabus. We'll meet in another video. Thank you.